Would the audience please rise for the presentation of the colors? Color guard, prepare to present the colors. Scouts and leaders in uniform, please salute. Color guard, advance. Color guard, halt. Color guard, post the colors. 2. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Color guard, return to post. Please be seated.
Hello, remember me. Some people call me Old Glory, others call me Star Spangled Banner. Whatever they call me, I'm your flag, the flag of the United States. Something has been bothering me, so I thought I might talk over it with you, because it is about me, or it is about you and me.
I remember when people would line up on both sides of the street to watch me on parade, and naturally I was leading it, proudly waving in the breeze. When your daddy saw me coming, he immediately removed his hat and did so with his heart up on his left shoulder, remember. And you, I remember you standing as straight as a soldier. You didn't have a hat, but you were giving the right salute. And remember your little sister? Not to be outdone, she was still the same as you with her right hand over her heart, remember? What happened? I'm still the same old flag. Oh, I have a few more stars since you were born. A lot more blood's been shed since the parade so long ago. But now I don't feel as proud as I used to. Once I came down to your street, you just stand there with your hand over your pockets, and I may get a small glance, and then you look away. And I see the little children running around and shouting. They don't seem to know who I am. I once saw a man take his hat off and look around, and when he didn't see anyone take theirs off, he quickly put his back on. Is it a sin to be patriotic anymore? Have you forgotten where I stand and where I've been? Anzio, Guadalcanal, Korea, Vietnam, Iraq, Afghanistan?
Take a look at the memorial honor rolls of those who never came back in order to keep the Republic free. One nation under God. When you salute me, you actually are saluting them.
Well, it won't be long before I'm coming down your street again. So when you see me, stand straight, place your right hand over your heart, and I'll salute you by waving back and forth, and I'll know that you remember.
Now we're going to have the Laser Guide East do merit badges and rank advancement.
You can learn about sports, crafts, science, trades, business, and future careers when you earn merit badges. Any scout can earn a merit badge. All you have to do is pick a subject that you're interested in. There are over 130 to choose from. Some are much easier than others, and it is recommended that you check out the requirements before you consider signing up.
Once you have decided, you need to contact Heather and ask for a blue card to be issued. The blue card is signed by both the Scoutmaster before you begin and the assigned merit badge counselor. The counselor is a registered and trained adult who has expertise in the subject you have chosen. That person will be your mentor through the merit badge requirement.
As in many aspects of scouting, you must have a buddy at each meeting with your counselor. That can be another registered adult leader or parent/guardian, fellow scout or sibling. When you have satisfied the counselor that all requirements have been met, he or she will sign your blue card. The card is then returned to Mr. Michaels for recording.
At the next court of honor, your badge will be presented in a formal setting.
Tonight we recognize the following scouts who have completed all requirements to earn these merit badges. Evan Friesen, Camden. Caleb Giddings, citizenship in the community, communication, family life, personal fitness. Will Rasmussen, home repairs, music. Please be seated.
Can we call Nolan Giddings and his parents to come forward? This scout has completed the requirements for the rank of tenderfoot. Since you had first joined the troop, you have said the word of the scout oath many times. You have earned many skills which will serve you as you travel on your scout trail to become an Eagle Scout. You will have learned some basic first aid skills and to tie knots, and you will have improved your physical fitness. But these skills are only the beginning. As you advance through the other ranks, you will learn more knots and more first aid skills, and your compass, and how to cook, and more importantly, how to lead others. And the activities that you participate in will become more challenging and rewarding. When you passed your border review, you became a tenderfoot scout, and now press on to your rank adventure, which documents this will achieve. With this card and the other cards, you have very important documents that you have achieved. When you submit your Eagle Scout application, you will move to a new location and you will need these cards. This will also be presented with your tenderfoot badge. This announces to the world that you have reached the second advancement in the levels of the Boy Scouts of America, and it is a long way on the path of scouting.
Finally, you were given a small pin to pass on to your parents as a keepsake. Of this step you've taken towards becoming an independent young adult, able to take care of yourself and others. Congratulations.
Heather, we have a problem.
What? The life ceremony isn't in the booklet.
Oh, you're kidding.
Nope.
You're right, it's not. You're gonna have to wing it.
You can do it. Alrighty, will Cam and his parents please go forward? this day you were presented the life rank for working really hard. We're very proud of you. You're very close to Eagle. Thank you very much. Okay. In receiving your life rank tonight, you have fulfilled your last step before taking on your Eagle requirements. You have shown that you can lead your troop through serving and guiding others. You have shared your scouting experience with younger scouts following after you. You have helped your patrol grow in troop strength and character. Tonight, you enter that small group directly working towards their Eagle rank. In doing so, you must not only give service, you must also lead others in performing a service project of your choosing. Your willingness to do so will be a pledge of service and a sign of your understanding of the ideals of scouting. When you are finished with the requirements, you will be worthy to join those who are Eagle Scouts.
Now Heather has some wise words.
All right. First of all, my apologies to the fullest. I sent out the script to 4 other people to double check it, who also didn't notice that there was a ceremony missing. But I do apologize, that's not normally what happens, and we usually take care of that in an appropriate fashion. But I thank Caleb for doing a good job. I'm going to talk to you about summer camp. Most of you have had the experience of going to summer camp before, but we have a couple of parents who haven't. So, we're going to go through really quickly what we're doing as we get ready for summer camp, and I hope you all are really close to ready. I'm still missing a lot of health forms that I need to have no later than next Thursday. I send out that spreadsheet every week, so you should know who you are. And my husband said I should make you stand up and be disgraced, and I said, no, I wouldn't do that to you. But I do want to see those health forms because I have to make copies and get them in order, so that when we get to camp, we're not having to wait an inordinate amount of time when we go through med checks. On Sunday, June 8th, which is 2.5 weeks away, we are leaving for camp. You need to be here at 8 o'clock on Sunday morning. Church gets in at 9:15, so there is likely to be a little bit of crossover for parking. You'll need to bring your personal gear because all the trip gear will have been packed on Thursday night, I hope. With your Class A uniform, and what you have on now is your Class A. That will be packed and inspected, along with your swimsuit and towel, which need to be at the top of your bag, because once we get to camp, one of the first things we'll do is a swim check. So Evan and Kaden will be in charge of making sure that those things are in your pack. Medications will go to Adam, and Adam isn't able to be here tonight. Money will go to Ben Horst, he's the banker for camp. We will open the bank next Thursday night. Paperwork is me, and I will be harassing you individually for paperwork that I don't have. But every scout and leader will need a sack lunch, which we can refrigerate or put in coolers for that day. But we do specifically ask that you do not send extra food, just enough for their lunch, because we have no way to keep it cool, and we don't want to attract critters into our tents. We have enough problem with that as it is. Medications need to be in the original container with the prescribing pharmacy and doctor listed, put in a Ziploc bag with the directions on the amount and times that they need to be given. And then please put the scout's name on the outside of the bag. I should have bought chairs in Ziploc years ago. I would have been able to retire a lot earlier than I am now. Only send enough medication for camp. We don't want a bottle of 30 pills if we're only going to use 7. They might get lost or something might happen to them. We don't want to take that risk. So don't send any more than they need for the week. And then no over-the-counter drugs at all. We have a first aid kit. It's very well equipped with all the normal things that you would take over the counter. Anything else, there is medical help on site, so we will be able to go to the nurse or whoever the nurse or PA is there if we have something more serious. All medications will be given to Adam, and he will be keeping them in a locked box for the week and dispensing them when needed. We have a long trip. It's about a 3.5-hour trip. If you drive yourself, it'll be about 4 to 4.5 because we have children. We will attempt to make only one stop for the bathroom. Any more than that, anytime we start with a crowd of kids, it's going to be at least a half an hour before we get back on the road. So we don't want to delay that time too much. So make sure, Scouts, before you leave, you go to the bathroom here in the church, as you normally would when you go on an outing. Unfortunately for us, on Sunday, camp is a lot of hurry up and wait. So the first thing we'll do is probably unload the trailer, because once we unload the trailer has to be moved, and it will be moved quite a long way away, so we want to make sure everything comes off the trailer, because once it's gone for the week. You don't get to bring it back. And the same with the cars. The adult cars are not parked necessarily close by. I think I'm the only exception to that. But make sure, adults that are going to camp, you put your gear on the trailer, because you may not get to unload it from your car. We'll unload gear. We'll have somebody from camp tell us what the general rules are for camp, and then we will start the rotation. And we go from the campsite to the pool to the dining hall. We'll do a med check, and there may be another check that we have to go through on that Sunday. And we stand in line and we wait. And it could be hot. It's been known to be hot through those orientations, but we don't have a choice. It's just something we have to do. Supper is at 6, and hopefully by 6 o'clock everybody will have their own stuff in their tent. Camp does provide a cot for everybody, so you don't need to buy a cot, but you do need to bring a folding chair, because they don't provide those. We need to be patient with each other. At times you'll be asked to get into a line by last name alphabetically. That is a really difficult thing to do for some people. We have trouble with that. Anytime you are out of your tent and out of the campsite, you must, absolutely must, have a buddy. That's not a choice. Even if you're going to the trading post, even if you're going to the bathroom, you have to have a buddy. So decide who your buddy's going to be, and that person is the person who goes with you everywhere. There are places on camp you're not allowed to go. You'll have to listen to the orientation, and they'll tell you where those places are. Usually that's the staff area. We're not allowed to be anywhere near the staff area. And there may be posted times for showers, because the staff have to shower, the adult men have to shower, the boys have to shower, and we have Girls and Scouts now, and the adult ladies have to shower too. So we may find ourselves dealing with those kind of schedules. I put a note in with your notes that you got in your program tonight about mail. Scouts Scouts love to get mail at camp, especially if it's got any money in it. That goes without saying. If you want to send your Scout mail, start mailing it on the Thursday before, Wednesday or Thursday before camp. And then don't send anything after the Wednesday of the week we are at camp. Because mail doesn't get there in an overnight. It may take 2 to 3 days to get through. So anything that gets to camp after we leave, we don't get. We don't forward mail. The bank will open next Thursday night. We ask that you provide the banker, Nathan is the banker, the photographer is the banker. Small bills are helpful. And we recommend no more than $25 unless you have merit badges that have fees attached to them. And you really need to look at your merit badge schedule and then look in the catalog that I sent you that had the list of what you need to pay for. Cash at camp, either credit card or a cash card at Worlds of Fun. Worlds of Fun is totally cashless. And we do have expectations of them having to buy food at Worlds of Fun, not necessarily trinkets, but definitely a meal at Worlds of Fun at some point. So they do need a card of some kind to take care of that. Any money in the envelope at the end of the week will be returned to your Scout. So we don't keep it, it's yours. Okay, coming home Saturday, we get a light breakfast at camp. We hope to be out of camp by 9 o'clock. We need to be at Worlds of Fun by 10, which is when they actually open. We park cars separately than we park the trailer. So Ben will be towing the trailer. Whoever's riding with him will not be in the same parking area as everybody else. So we'll put a space at Worlds of Fun where we get scared before we enter. I have the tickets already. They're online tickets. So hopefully that's all ready to go. They all have your name on them, so it will take a little longer to get them passed out than it normally does. When we get home, which we're estimating to be about 8:30, we still need to unpack the trailer. So please allow us some time to get all our gear out of the trailer, put in the garage, and send home with you. It will take a little bit of time to do that. We won't do any cleaning up or anything like that at the Thursday meeting after that. But we do need to take the things off the trailer when we get here. If the time is going to be more than 30 minutes, either early or later than 8:30, you will get some kind of a phone call or text. So keep an eye on your phone that day, especially towards the evening, because if you're off for any reason, we will try and let you know. Okay, is there anyone who has questions about camp? If you need uniform parts, the closet, the garage is open, the closet is in what we call the office in the garage. And I have a lot of shorts, especially in small sizes, a very few Class A uniforms, and we have Class B uniforms, which is what we travel in, that's our t-shirts. I don't have a lot of smalls. I do know that. There's a lot of bigger ones, but there are not a lot of small ones. They are $10 new, but they are free if you get it out of the closet. Everybody needs at least two t-shirts. That includes the adults, because we travel down in a t-shirt and we travel home in one. Whether it's wet, whether it's muddy, whatever condition it's in, you're going to be wearing it on that Saturday coming home. Any questions? Yes, sir. Permissions looks good. There are some blank ones on the table if you want to fill them out. Deadline for those is next Thursday night. Same with medical forms. I need to have those next Thursday, no doubt about it. The second thing I have to tell you about is the DC trip. I know it's a year away. I know it's expensive. But I also know it's an opportunity that we don't get very often. It takes a lot of planning to get this trip put in place, and that planning has to take place almost immediately. We have to start making reservations. If you're interested in your son going on this trip, we need to know, because we need to have a minimum of 20 people to make it viable financially. That's because we get group rates on things, we get discounts at hotels, if we have a bigger group. So if you're at all interested in your son going on this, or even if you're interested in going on this, you need to send me that slip on the back filled out with your name, so we can talk about, committee meeting is a week from Monday, we can talk about whether we're actually going to be able to go or not. I will tell you that I'm 75 years old. I'm not going to be able to do this trip forever. So it's an opportunity, and you may not get another chance to do it. So think about it, talk about it. If you have questions, contact me about it, and let me know if there's interest in going. It is a phenomenal trip, and it's nothing like the one the school puts on. It's much more in depth, much more into history. There will be some classroom time that goes with it, because they need to know about the Civil War, they need to know about government before we take the trip. So let us know, please, if there's any interest at all. Okay, Pam, it's back to you.
Now we're going to have the Baconators come up and lead the closing.
Okay. Will everyone please rise for the retiring of the colors? More than 3 years ago, President Wilson said, "This flag which we honor and under which we serve is the emblem of our unity, our power through our purpose as a nation. It has no other character than what we give it from generation to generation."
The choices are ours. It floats a majestic silence above the hosts that execute those choices, whether in peace or in war. And yet, though silent, it speaks to us. It speaks to us of the past, of the men and women who went before us and the records they wrote upon it. We celebrate the day of its birth, and from its birth until now it has witnessed a great history, has floated on high, a symbol of great events, of a great plan of life lived out by great people. This is the heritage it gives to us. Let us serve it well.
Scouts, attention. Color guard advance. Scouts and Scouters, hand salute. Color guard halt. Retire the colors. Color guard retreat. Two. Thank you for coming tonight. Any help with cleaning would be appreciated.